3, 2, 1, 0.
Magnificent lift-off of PSLV C-57 with Aditya L1 on board.
प्रथम भारतीय सौर अंतरिक्ष यान निकल चुका है सूर्य के तेज से विज्ञान को प्रकाश करने।
इस वक्त आदित्य L1 मिशन से जुड़े वैज्ञानिक डॉक्टर रमेश हमारे साथ हैं। सर, वेलकम टू यू ऑन एबीपी न्यूज। जस्ट टेल मी व्हाट एग्जैक्टली द मोटो ऑफ दिस मिशन।
Aditya L1 mission, particularly the visible emission line coronagraph payload, is meant for observing the solar corona. The sun has got three regions. One is the photosphere, which is what we see as the orange ball of fire whenever we look up at the sky during the daytime. Then above that we have got a chromosphere, which is a narrow region, and beyond that we have the solar corona. In the solar corona, there are a lot of transient activities taking place, which are something similar to the earthquakes in the atmosphere. And because of the solar quakes, which we call as the coronal mass ejections or CMEs, approximately trillion kilogram of coronal material is thrown out into the interplanetary space, and some of this material can propagate in the direction of the Earth also, and they can travel at the speeds of 3000 kilometers per second, such that they can reach the near Earth space in less than 15 hours. Now, these charged particle clouds from the solar corona, if there happens to be a satellite in the path, the satellite electronics can malfunction. And if they come into the Earth's surface, they can stream along the magnetic field lines between the North Pole and the South Pole of the Earth, and because of which the Earth's magnetic field can be affected. For example, we all recently know how the satellites of the SpaceX got lost because of one such violent eruption on the solar atmosphere. So the motive of this mission is to study these events right from the place where it originates in the solar corona, and then follow them up to the place in the L1 point, so that we can predict these events and understand in better detail.
Sir, as we heard that with Aditya L1 mission, we are also going to study the effect of you can say that radiations of sun, how it will affect the atmosphere of different planets like Earth and all around the sun.
See, primarily at this point of time, to study any events like these on the sun's surface, like we have the sunspot cycle, which is 11-year period, we need a sufficient database to get a statistical understanding of these events. First thing is, in this mission, we'd like to understand that what triggers these events in the solar atmosphere, then how many of these events have got the possibility of coming towards the Earth and things like that. So probably as we go along, once we start getting the data, we'll be in a better position to understand these things and whether these can be predicted in advance. So only the data which starts coming out sometime from the month of January 2024 onwards, till then we have to keep our fingers crossed.
Sir, as we already know that sun is a star, and after around 4 billion years it's going to be extinct. Are we also going to study about that, how the sun will extinct and all that?
This mission is not specifically designed for that. Here the main idea is to understand these violent discharges on the solar atmosphere and see whether we can predict what type of signatures on the sun lead to these eruptions.
Sir, there is 4 Lagrangian point, L1, L2, L3, L5. As we know, might be. Why we have chosen L1?
See, there are actually 5 Lagrangian points. This name Lagrange comes after the Italian astronomer Joseph Lagrange, who discovered it. These 5 points are sort of 5 stable points between the sun and the earth, where the gravitational force of attractions are perfectly balanced. Of these 5 points, L1 is in between the sun and the earth. That is L2 and L3, which is behind the sun and behind the earth, and L4 and L5 are 90 degrees with respect to the earth. So L1 is in the sun-earth line, from where we can see the sun 24 hours. That's one of the reasons why we are going to the L1 point. And since it is at only 1.5 million kilometers from the earth, the telemetry or the communication with the satellite is also fairly easy.
Thanks sir, best of luck sir. तो इस वक्त आदित्य L1 मिशन से जुड़े वैज्ञानिक डॉक्टर रमेश हमारे साथ थे। वो बता रहे थे इस मिशन की तमाम खूबियों के बारे में, और ये भी उन्होंने बताया कि आखिर इस मिशन के बाद इन वैज्ञानिकों को किस तरह का डाटा प्राप्त होगा और किस तरह की जानकारियां इन्हें हासिल होंगी। कैमरामैन मनीष सुनियाल के साथ श्रीनिवास, श्रीहरिकोटा।